I'm making my roasted sweet potato soup with a penny-pinching powerhouse ingredient, ham hocks. So I'm actually just gonna take 2 smaller ham hocks, and we're just gonna make a little ham hock stock while we're getting our soup
Hock
ready.
stock. Hock stock.
So a couple of cups of chicken broth and actually a little bit of water. Part of saving money is using less of things that cost money in the first place. So I mix half water with double the amount of chicken stock, and I just put 2 smaller ham hocks, and that equals about a pound. And I'm just gonna get that simmering on the stove. We wanna cook down that liquid until the meat falls apart and flakes off the bone. So you just get that simmering. So once the ham hocks, chicken stock, and water are simmering on the stove, we wanna really just cook that down until you're left with only about a cup of liquid, and you just flake the meat from the hocks right off the bone. And then you have your little stock, but we're actually not gonna add that until the end. The actual soup is just baked sweet potatoes, right? So while you're making your ham hock stock, you can also just be roasting some sweet potatoes in the oven. Yeah, I know.
It's the best.
I know.
Also, like ham hocks you buy, they're pre-cooked.
Totally.
Throw them in the freezer.
Smoked.
They're so great. They add anything. You know, traditionally for pea soup, right? Ham hocks and pea soup.
That's actually what inspired me. Was I was thinking, I just love split pea, and ham and sweet potatoes, just a great combo. So just peel the sweet potatoes, right? I don't even need to break them up that much. I use about 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, 6 or 7 medium to large potatoes will get you there. And then coconut milk.
Oh, my favorite.
What?
1.5
In the
cups.
heavens is going on over there, Miss Alex Guarnaschelli?
And then more money-saving, my favorite ingredient, water.
Tap stock.
Absolutely. About the same amount of water. So half coconut milk, half water. And the coconut milk, it gives a lot of richness, but it also brings out, teases that natural sweetness and earthiness of the sweet potatoes. So we kind of have a 2-part soup here. Sweet potatoes, coconut milk, and water, and then our little ham hock stock that goes in at the last moment. It's kind of like a trio that comes together to make a beautiful song at the last minute. We have our little sweet potato coconut milk mix. We have our simmering little bits of ham hock flaked off the bone, and that makes this soup meaty. I mean, for me, that's what takes it over from a soup into a stew or a meal, or that really satisfying taste. Of course, in honor of Jeffrey, I had to add a little bit of brown butter to this.
Of course.
I just felt it was critically important.
Wow.
So I made a little brown butter, just a few tablespoons, right? And to that, I'm gonna add just a tiny bit, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. We don't wanna overdo this with spices. It's really got a lot going on already. Touch of brown sugar, and then just some orange zest and juice. Just 1 orange, zested and juiced. And that kind of gives it that warm winter, fall kind of feeling.
Oh,
Stir that together. Okay, so we have our soup.
I can't wait to try this.
These are the sweet potatoes, right? And after the sweet potatoes and the coconut milk get nice and hot, you literally just puree them. I like to use a blender. You need that really smooth texture, really break up the sweet potatoes. If you use an immersion blender, I'll never know, and it'll be perfectly fine anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, they're okay.
Whisk the brown butter, get it almost liquidy with that orange juice, brown sugar, and just a hint of cinnamon. We don't wanna add a ton of spices here, right? We're not going in pumpkin spice latte territory. We're really trying to stay focused on the starch sweetness of the sweet potatoes, and then that ham. Just blows into town like a sheriff in a Western. So here we go, right in there. Ham hocks, that stock. It's also a last minute thing that thins your soup out. If your soup's a little bit thick, sweet potato soup can get away from you a little bit. It can be kind of clunky and starchy. Tiny pinch of salt and pepper if it needs it at the end. There are a lot of flavors here. You don't need to do a ton of seasoning to get to the end. So here we are.
Man.
And you're really on a treasure hunt for those bits of ham hock, right?
Yep.
Oh, I love sweet potato soup, and then everybody wants all that meaty ham hock in there.
Delicious on 10.
I like to crack pepper on top and not even mix it in entirely. So when you ladle the soup in, there's a little bit of pepper floating on top. I mean, we could add herbs, scallions, things like that, but I kind of like it straight up just like this. Okay, taste. The real sleeper here is that there's no cream, there's no milk, there's nothing to dilute the sweet potato. The coconut milk is just kind of sweet and rich. And then you get that smoky ham kind of meandering through. Feels like a kind of like a classic vegetable soup. And then the ham and the stock just makes it so hearty.